right. So today with us on Stewart Talk, we're honored to have a special guest. Here on Stewart Talk, we walk in our purpose on purpose. And this coach is definitely walking in his purpose. I'm talking about multiple players that's not even his that I've talked to, just talked about how much he has poured into them. They talked about the different things that he has taught them or that he has even showed them that they didn't even know that they had or was even capable of doing. And that's what we need. Today we have with us the one, the only Coach Clifton Hodges. How you doing today?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah, man. Your players is excited. They're motivated. They're wanting to get better. And I think that comes and shows that it's great leadership and it's coming from the head. Where did this coaching journey start with you at?
Man, I started about 2010 coaching my nephew. I really was training him a little bit and working with him, outside of his high school, which was Springfield, and just working with him. And he started playing in high school, and I started coaching basketball with Coach Stan Joplin out of
Okay.
University of Toledo, and he gave me an opportunity. Man, I learned a lot from Stan, and I just took off from there, man. Just set up into there and cushioned everything I could from that guy. I thought he was a really, really good mentor and coach for myself to get started and continue to, kind of utilize what he has taught me and just keep pouring it into the kids.
Yeah. What do you love most about coaching?
Man, the kids, man, just to see the a kid that can't dribble or can't shoot and to watch them, man, develop those type of skills, that's rewarding to me as a coach. To watch a kid just develop and become a really good athlete when they weren't as good as when they were when they started, and just to see them develop, man, that is huge to me. That means more to me than anything.
Yeah, and I'm talking about verbatim. One of your players said, and I know that I can do this because Coach Hodges told me I can do it. So, because I asked him, I said, so what's going to be your motivation? What are you going to use? They were like, well, Coach Hodges told me I can do this. So if he see it, I know I can do it. So I'm gonna start working on that. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And that's what you needed. That's what going to take. How does it feel to take on a program like this, a Central Catholic, one who got great tradition, great history, city league titles, sectional districts? Like, how does it feel to take on this role?
Man, it's a blessing. I give shouts out to the administration, Coach Dempsey and Paget. These guys had believed in me to kind of lead the program. So I mean, I feel honored. And like I said, it's been amazing this so far. It's like, man, I just work. I don't really look at the surrounding things, and people may look at me bigger than what I am. I'm just an ordinary guy that likes basketball and works hard at what I do, and I'm just thankful and grateful for those guys to give me an opportunity here, and it's been fantastic since I've been here.
Yeah, and they say once you do something that you love, it ain't considered work. So
Right.
I can definitely understand that. What was your motivation behind taking the program? Because you could have said, no, I'm gonna stay where I'm at, but you wanted to go above and you wanted to take a challenge or you wanted to, some newness or freshness. So what was the motivation in that?
Um, Central Catholic has always had great talent here. For me to get an opportunity to kind of coach some kids that are already basketball kids, I wanted to put myself in a position to see if, how well I could do with that. At Springfield, I always kind of built my kids up from the foundation. We started fifth, sixth grade, just training and training and training, and it was there you get a lot of also get a lot of kids that play multi sports.
Yeah.
Here you get kind of basketball kids. So I'm kind of, I'm no knock to what Springfield is, but I'm getting basketball kid first, and it's like it's amazing to have a talent here and get an opportunity to coach these guys.
Yeah. How do you plan to build your legacy? I know you losing Brooklyn Vaughn and Cornelia Clay. How do you plan to build your legacy from the start with losing those key seniors?
Uh, First off, we need to work together as a team. I believe in hard work and dedication. The girls have really started, to buy in of the hard work, and they've been putting in a lot of work. To me, I think you need five players to win basketball games. Everybody has to have a role. You
Yeah.
can't just depend on one or two players to do something. I think everybody should bring something different to the team. So getting those guys to understand that everyone has a role type of attitude, I think is going to take us very far in the future.
Yeah. What is your coaching philosophy going to be on offense and defense?
Man, offense, let's go. Get out, let's go. Push the basketball. Man, we don't walk the ball up the floor. Man, we try to play fast.
Yeah.
Defensively, press you the whole game, get in your face, cause turn some defense into offense. Man, and have fun. Try to get up and down the floor. I try to play like it's a shot clock. Because a lot of kids, I think in the future we will have a shot clock, and a lot of kids that go to college, that I've coached, kind of struggle. They're
Yeah.
not used to that shot clock. So it's like, man, that you got to be able to play with that. And I think that's huge as a coach to kind of implement that in your coaching style, because a lot of kids go to college like that and they're shell shocked.
Yeah. And what player would you be referring to when you say, "Go get the ball, Z"? You say, "Hey," you said, "Coach always
Hey,
tell me, go get the ball, push it, go get the ball, Z."
I tell you what, man. She's young, and I think she's gonna get. By the time her senior year gets here, I won't have to tell her that. She'll know that they go get it. Let's go.
Yeah.
She's amazing, amazing kid, man, and I am honored to have her at Central Catholic. She comes from a great family. And it's a blessing to have a kid like that. For one, believes in the program,
Yeah.
loves the kids that she's around, loves the coaching staff. So she's one of a kind, and I am beyond excited to have her in our program.
Yeah. How would your approach going to be for to motivate and encourage some of the players you're familiar with, but even for the ones that you're just learning or you might have seen, but now they're under your tutelage? How would you do about motivating and encouraging those players?
Kind of for me, I have to continue to push our work and kind of get them used to me. You want to kind of build that relationship with a player to where they trust you and you trust them. So kind of giving them the reins, not just trying to hold them back. Or I want them to be themselves. I want you to go out there and play basketball. If you're a shooter, I don't feel like it's a shot you shouldn't take. Don't hesitate. Don't play timid. Play. Be aggressive. I want them to be themselves, and that's how we train. Be yourself. Go out there if it's a shooter, get out there and knock it down. If you're a driver, and take it to the basket. I don't want them to feel on like they're on eggshells when they're playing basketball. You should be playing hard and playing and being yourself.
Yeah. What is your approach to developing young players and developing players in general?
For me, it's fundamentals. And it comes to a point where we're getting away from those things, the 2 foot layup, jump stops, triple threat, things like that. The game is changing, but it's still the same. And I believe that fundamentals are always the key, especially starting at a young age. You're talking third and fourth grade. We should be teaching help side defense, getting in
Yeah.
triple threat, what triple threat is, getting the seams of the basketball. We're getting away from that. Everybody's seeing the different style of play, Euro steps, and a lot of the fancy stuff. But you have to learn the fundamentals before you can get to that level.
Yeah. How are you going to incorporate the younger incoming class or the younger students with the ones who already been there? That's going to be upper class or even that's older than them. How are you going to incorporate the mix of the different styles and ages?
Well, for me, it's team bonding. A lot of team bonding, man. Doing stuff together as a group. Us maybe going to the movies, going out, just spending more and more time together. That way we get used to it. I thought we did a good job this summer, kind of getting to know each other, and they getting to know me. So I thought that it really worked well. We did a lot of things together, and those things have to continue in the season because we're going to be around each other quite a bit. And I always preach family. Our breaks are 1, 2, 3 Irish, 4, 5, 6 family.
Yeah.
Every time we touch. So you have to build that family atmosphere, and it all comes together at the end of the day.
And what I love when you had the camp, or I think it was a camp where you had the younger kids saying that. So
Yeah.
now they're getting incorporated. You done made their day. So that's all they thinking about, and that's how you build to let them see what type of program you doing.
Yeah.
How will you handle the expectations and just what people think Central is supposed to be and even the standard? How would you handle that, but still know what you're trying to do in developing your players and playing a good brand of basketball?
Yeah. Well, people are going to say what they're going to say. I think that for me, is building a team. You have to be able to trust the process, take your time with, whatever coach that you bring in. You have to be able to trust that guy. So me, it's just the hard work and everyone's seeing it on the floor. And, you're going to have those guys when you lose a game or, what I mean? It's going to be somebody has something to say. I'm supposed to be this great coach to come here. I'm a normal guy that just works hard. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we might lose a game, but I'm going to come back. I'll study. We'll come back and we will compete. It's not a game that I don't think that that we will play won't compete, but that's part of my job, making sure our kids compete every night, and I'm working just as hard as they are.
Yeah. Can you share a memorable time where you motivated a player or you taught them and you went in and allowed them to know what they could do and it paid off, whether it's a game or practice, and they really bought into it?
And I tell you, Kendall Carruthers from the
Okay.
University of Toledo. We were actually here at Central Catholic, and she got fouled on at no time on the clock, going into halftime. Missed all three free throws. Didn't score a point. So so we get to I get in the locker room. She's down, head down. Hey Kendall, it's gonna be okay. I said, man, hey, how many free throws have you made all year? I don't know, coach. I said, pretty much all of you shooting 70 some percent. Things are gonna happen. I
Yeah.
said, man, you go out there and you show them what you can do. And just made her confidence boost up from just like not being down or nothing negative. Man, she told her she did this 1,000 times, and she went out
Yeah.
there and balled the second half and controlled the game. And that's what it's about. And when you see a kid in a tank like that, man, you got to pick them up. Whatever. And the moment was high. We were in a district championship. I mean, you can't get down and yell at a kid. You got to pick them back up because they're just kids. We talking to a 15, 16-year-old kid, a girl at that needs that person to pick her up and not push her back down.
Yeah. What are your short-term goals for your program and long-term goals?
A short term is to get better every time we step on the floor. I know it's a process, and I know that we're going to have to every chance we get, man. We're going to have to play basketball. We're not going to walk on the floor and just say we're Central Catholic and expect to beat people. People are going to be coming at us. Our long term goal is to win the state title. I made it to the regionals out at Springfield. That was probably the best thing, but the most hurtful to be a game away from the Final Four. For me, it's like, gosh, man, I can do it. I want to get back there. For me, anything less than that is feel a failure in my part, in my view.
Yeah.
So my goal is to win a state title.
Was that the farthest that Springfield had been?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I know because we was rooting y'all on, from afar. What's the
Yep.
farthest that Central have been?
I think they made it. The girls have made it. If don't quote me, I think to the regional semis. The regional semi, not the regional championship. I think when
Okay.
Erica Haney was coaching, I think those guys made it down to her first year, I think,
Okay.
or maybe her second year, could be.
Okay. How would you measure success in your mind and what you're trying to do? Because you know what you're trying to do and you're putting in the work with the players.
Well, for me, success is man, getting up and grinding every day. I feel like if I get up and man, I help somebody out or make a player better, I feel like I did something positive for the day. I usually try to man make somebody's day better or a player better every single day. So for me, it's more like helping others than my success or anything like that. My success depends on the development of my players, becoming good student athletes, good people, things like that. So
Yeah. Did you bring your coaching staff with you from Springfield, or would you have new coaching staff, or is the JV and freshman coaches gonna stay the same?
no, I have a new staff. I ended
Okay.
up keeping Brett Mattis. He was on the staff last year, and I kept him. I think he's a value add to the Central Catholic school community, our basketball program. I'm looking at several other coaches. I got a Ken Ray Johnson on my radar from Michigan,
Yeah.
bringing her on staff,
Shout out to
and I got a
her. I'm waiting.
couple.
I'm waiting for her to respond to me back, give me a time and date to bring her on. But yeah, great. That's great basketball.
Okay.
And she have played it, and that's what you definitely need.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. How
So
how do you plan to incorporate the community with your basketball program to get them involved? To see for kids, even the younger kids in middle school can see what Central have to offer.
Well, you got to get out here and do the groundwork, help out in the community. We have to be shown, be seen, go do things to help out in the community, and that's a requirement. Usually, I got in here kind of late. Those are some of the things that I do. We do some type of community service. That's required for me as a coach every year. Whatever it is, we go feed people, anything that get out here and help. And a lot of things I'll try to do to for fun, like in the Christmas, we'll go shop with a cop for kids, stuff like that. So just networking with the community, building the program up as a a powerful program, and most important, filled with good student athletes.
Yeah, and for the middle school or even people looking to transition that might think about going to Central, what does Central have to offer academically and educationally?
And it's probably one of the best academic schools that in the area. It's most people that come out of Central are really successful. Man, and the people here have been so first class to me. I've been enjoying every minute of it, man. And you talk when you get to talking sports. I mean, these guys are sending kids to the league overseas. I mean, it's just amazing to even be in this building and be a part of what's going on in Central. I am beyond excited and just thankful that I'm able to even be here and have these opportunities to coach these kids.
Yeah. And what advice would you have for the young kids aspiring to play basketball at a high level? And what do you think of the state of girls basketball?
I think you have to work hard. You got to come in the gym and you got to put the work in. And when I say that, I don't mean just come in and go through the motions. Your workout has to be like you're in game mode. I know players just come in want to shoot 15 or 20 free throws and shoot 50 shots and get out of here. Man, it don't work like that. For me, I should be able to kick you out the gym. That's how hard you're working.
Yeah.
In the state of as far as girls basketball, man, it's bigger than I've seen it since I started coaching, and it's getting bigger and bigger by the year. I went down to run for the Roses this past year. I mean, just last week. I'm sorry, and
Yeah.
man, there was so many college coaches, girls basketball. It was like just probably one of the best sites in the world. And I go down there every year. I thought this year was the most intriguing to me with talented girls out there, man, just playing. I even seen the number one girl in the country play. So it was just, man,
Wow.
it was probably one of my best trips, and I was very very thankful to even be able to go.
Yeah, and I got to talk to a lot of the players that was going down there. A lot of them for the it was the RCA, the
Yeah,
AAU team. Yeah, RCA,
RBA,
RBA.
Lamar and
Yeah,
Bryce.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I got to talk to a lot of players for them next play, and even down here in Georgia, the Georgia Queen Elite, they ended up winning the division. And the girl that I had interviewed, Libby Abdul Rauf, I think she kin to Sharif Abdul Rahim
yeah. Oh
too.
wow,
She won the MVP for the thing. So just to see all of the girls like really putting in their work, and people's
man.
mothers going live, seeing the girls like it like I'm talking about they was going, and I'm like, man, like it's looking good. Like so they know they got to compete because if you
Right.
don't, you ain't gonna look good.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Can't lie, man. I see some really, really good basketball down there for some really talented girls. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful to watch. And what's going on in the WNBA right now is amazing. Man, they are really stepping it up. Man, they starting to become more popular and popular. And I hope everyone continues to support those ladies because they deserve it. Because they deserve to be compensated and paid for the work that they're doing in the WNBA.
yeah. Last couple questions. I'm gonna get you out of here. How do you plan to encourage kids to balance the academics, the athletics, and their personal life?
Well, that's all part of being a student athlete. And I always tell kids, you only get one shot at this. You got 4 years to make something of yourself. Put the academics first. Put your classes, all that stuff first, and then your sports and all that stuff is second. You can't go to a Division 1 school if you're getting a 1 point. You got a 1.7 grade point average.
Yeah.
You have to put the work in with the classroom, and then put even much work in the whatever sport you're doing. And then just stand away from outside influences. If anybody's not doing what you do, I try to encourage kids. Man, you probably want to be around people that do what you do or do what you like to do.
Mhm.
So that way you don't get caught up in any nonsense and things like that and stupid stuff on social media. So it's best to follow people that like to do what you do.
Yeah, and whatever comes to your heart, can you speak some positive to the youth?
Yeah, stay hungry, stay humble, work hard, man. Always be coachable. Pick your teammates up when they're down. It's going to be days where you're not going to feel like doing something. Find something that motivates you, get you up and want to get in the gym or get on the field or whatever you want to do. Find something that pushes you to get up and do that. Sitting down and waiting for something to happen is not going to happen. You have to go get it yourself. God gave you a purpose. Find your purpose, use it, man, and push yourself to be great.
Yeah, and who are going to be your key players for this year coming up?
Serenity Bolden will really, really lead us. this year. She'll do a really good job. Nina Stevens will be a solid guard for us. Marissa will be also be a nice shooter for us. Long, play defense. Paris, she'll be solid for us. I think she'll be my only senior. I got
Okay.
probably 7 or 8 juniors, couple sophomores. So I'm looking at those guys to really step it up. They've been really showing up to the workouts, the weight room, kind of leading the younger players and showing them how it's done. But definitely excited, man, to see what those guys are going to do this season.
Yeah. And we thank you, coach, for coming on here to, talk to us, to hear, what you're bringing and what you're going to bring, that freshness in that program, because that's definitely what it needs, and seeing that you're doing the work, seeing that your players are responding, your players are ready to get better and work. And we just pray that God be with you, that he give you favor in that school, in that building with the young ladies, that you be able to, be able to put something in their life that they will be able to see in the future, not only just basketball, but life. We pray that your steps be ordered, no weapon formed against you have the ability to prosper while you there leading them. And may you have favor and be bold and courageous as you lead your girls, as you lead your program, and do it like you, because can't nobody be you like you do it. So we appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. We gonna link. And when I come to the city, man, I'm gonna try to get up there to see y'all, be
Yes.
around y'all too as well. I'll give you a heads up notice too, but I appreciate you. Keep doing the work.
Okay. I appreciate you, man.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.